Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. We've got things to talk about, things and stuff. Sarah, how are you today?
Good. We've got lots of stuff and things.
Like what?
Well, I mean, we
Or are
just
you just
finished. I don't know.
you're just blowing hot air?
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you surprised?
I've never been surprised about that.
No. Yeah. So sad. Uh,
So, what are we talking about today?
well, we just finished the galactic chase for the Resistance bomber,
We finished it. Okay,
right? Well, by the time this goes out, it'll be over.
it's been over for me for a while, actually, just because of my reset.
Yeah, because of when you're mine will be over in 2 hours.
Okay, so we'll talk
So
about the Resistance bomber.
yeah. There's a new Omicron coming to the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No spoilers. We have to finish our speed GAC because the season ended, so we gotta tidy that up.
All right.
Do a character review, do some questions. We've got a pack review, which is one of the calendars. Spoiler. And then
Will
a
we
roster
lead?
roast.
Hopefully, we don't lead people astray this time.
Yeah. I did a lot of math on it. Like a lot. And you can trust me because I used a calculator.
Oh, math. Okay.
Math.
Okay.
Uh, it's
That you using an
fine.
E there. All right.
I'm like 73% confident in my answers.
Did the calculator tell you that?
It's fine.
I have to say that was maybe my favorite clip from last time. I was like, "Oh yeah, and do such and such with math, and is that right?" And you were like, "You're asking me?" Like you sounded so
What?
lost.
It's like, no, this is not this is not how it goes. Oh man.
Sorry,
It's
next
fine.
time I ask you that question, I'll be like, "Okay, get your calculator out."
I don't need one. It's fine.
You're right, you don't.
All
Okay.
right.
So let's talk about how far did you get on the resistance bomber?
He's like 4 stars, almost five. I think I got to like 47 out of 65 shards, something like that. 40 something shards out of 65.
How many refreshes did you do for it?
I only did the three 100s.
Oh, and you got that far. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't
How
buy. Well, I hoarded energy to start, so I had close to 1,000 energy before the chase started.
I'm gonna ask you something kind of audacious a little
Oh
bit.
no. Oh no. Go on.
How, how far did my alt get?
Well, I did three refreshes on that one as well. So probably similar.
Approximately the same. All right.
I had less energy hoarded on your alt.
So hopefully I got lucky.
I only had
And
like 400 energy hoarded on your alt. I can tell you got no Omicrons. I also got no Omicrons. So
hmm,
twins.
twins. My main refreshed all the way through the 800s, which
Oh,
felt bad. I got the 7 star, but it felt bad, man. Like there were times I'm like, I got like 3 shards from that, from like
yeah.
2,400 crystals. It felt awful, and I ended up having to spend. I had to buy another $50 crate or half crate, whatever you would call it,
Oh,
just to finish it off with the lottery packs. Which, if I had known I had to do that at the start, I would have just done it at the start, just in case I got lucky and spiked the 300 shards or whatever.
what
So
was what was the highest that you got out of the lottery pack? Out of curiosity.
7.
Oh.
I never got anything over 7. I got several fives,
Hmm.
and but the majority were sevens and a couple fives, and that was it.
That's
And
ridiculous.
I bet I had to get over 100 shards that way total. So
Ouch.
yeah, it sucked. I hated it because they reduced the drop rate. Actually, like there's enough data out there. They like instead of a
Right.
4% drop rate, it's like a 3% drop rate. Like and for Cantina currency, it It didn't feel good, actually.
Well, and which is funny because when it first started, I was like, okay, like I'd spent the 1,000 energy, whatever I had hoarded, and I was like, I had a 3.8% drop rate.
Mm.
I did the math, so it might be wrong, but
So can we trust? Is it Canadian math?
yeah, probably, maybe.
All right, I'm not entirely sure that's the same as accurate math, but go ahead,
But
continue.
my point is, I had a 3.8% drop rate, and I was like, that seems pretty decent. Like for it to
Yeah.
be 4%, and I have
Mm-hmm.
3.8, and then I stopped paying attention after that. But it felt significantly worse because that first initial drop of energy, I was getting 2 or 3 shards every 3 or 4 sims. Like I would get one less than however
Mm-hmm.
many I had simmed. And then there were times where I was simming and I was getting 0 multiple times in a row.
Yeah, I did a full 20. Like I did refreshes on the 400s, I think,
Right.
and like all the way through 400, and I had maxed out energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I went and my first draw was 0. Got nothing, nothing. Oh man, I was so mad. I just hit and then I was like, oh, I should have screenshotted it so I could like spread my vitriol elsewhere, like just. But no, I haven't felt as annoyed at CG
Mm-hmm.
as I have from that like for a really long time. I feel like it felt so frustrating. I'm like, I guess they need to make money and stuff. The fact that they reduced the drop rate is the
Mm-hmm.
thing that really frustrates me. I don't know.
Do
Am I
you
am I off base there?
No, I don't think so. Well, especially because we all were going based off what they had said the drop rate was for the last one.
Hmm.
So I don't know. But do you think the first order ship will be in Cantina as well, whenever that comes?
I don't know. Like if they do, I guess I would expect the same drop rate.
Yeah,
I guess the question would be if they put it on like a normal energy mode or node,
right.
would would we could we expect an even lower drop rate because energy is easier to come by?
Yeah. I don't even know if they would. Like I honestly think it would either be Cantina or Fleet. Only because I feel like they wouldn't put it on a regular energy node because you could theoretically double dip with farming Galactic Legend tickets, and I feel like they wouldn't want to make that a thing.
Yeah, you could be right. At the same time, I mean, double dipping, you're still spending the energy to get the tickets.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right.
I
We'll
don't know.
we'll see.
I feel like it'll just be Fleet or Cantina, but
Do you like the bomber?
I
Have you
haven't
gotten
even
much use of her?
I haven't even tried it.
Me either.
I feel like it's not going to be useful for me at 4 star.
I know. I'm like, hey, I have 7 star. Let's just continue ahead, just
Well,
like I didn't even have it.
well, and the thing is, like, I want to try it against an executor. It's not going to do anything for me at 4 star, so which means I'm going to want to use it as a cleanup. I can't test it as a cleanup right now.
Right. Oh, I
And
wish
then,
that they would let us test things. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, and then do I want to test it as a cleanup in Grand Arena? Do I want to gamble that?
If you do,
Mm-hmm.
you need to record it so that we can laugh. I, I
Perfect. Great.
I need a good laugh, Sarah. So
Uh, great. Awesome.
yeah,
Um,
it is pretty great.
yeah.
So no, but honestly, here's the thing. Here's my biggest issue. I feel like I'm getting cynical towards CG. I was like I would not exactly an apologist, but I would defend them a lot more
Mhm.
than I do now. I lately I feel like I've been getting a little cynical though, because there's a lot of things that I'm just like, Okay, in general, I like Omicrons. That's a good
Mhm,
addition to the game. I think that I could see potential issues down the road with balance because
mhm,
once they start releasing enough characters that do the same thing in the same game mode, it's
mhm.
like, okay, right now we have Akbar and Leia go together. What happens when we get a third really strong, well, even just a decent Omicron that goes with that squad? Like, what if Biggs gets one? I think he's got at least one slot that he could get. He could add an Omicron too. Like, he's only
Mhm.
got level 7 on his ability. Like, what happens when we can fill out that squad with Omicrons and it just becomes like too good, and then they're like, well, sorry guys, we can't release a galactic legend that's a rebel now because that squad is already too good.
Right.
And the other piece of it though, so I don't know, that could be an issue. I think the
Mhm.
biggest thing I have, the issue is we can't test anything.
I know. I agree with you on that. I want to test stuff and I can't.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna test Starkiller on all these galactic legends.
Mhm.
Oh wait, he just died because he doesn't have double the health and protection for his whole team that he
Mhm.
does in GAC.
Well, even in territory war, somebody in our guild was cracking a joke. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go test Dad Bod Boba against Lord Vader in arena." Oh wait,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's frustrating.
mhm.
Like I think I would love it if they just did. They could do it like a recreation track, like at a gym or something. You go
Right.
like on like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You walk one direction,
Mhm.
and then on the other opposite days you walk the other direction, and that could be for territory wars and GAC.
Right.
They could just alternate. So then we can test our Omicrons.
Or just make them active so that you can test it.
Well, that's
Be-
like, but I don't want to. I don't want to muddy the waters so that I'm testing GAC versus territory wars
right.
Omicrons. Or what if they activated all of them? They're like, hey, Kyle Katarn, like, you're randomly amazing
Right.
in arena. Like, can't test Mothra now.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I feel like saying they have to figure that out is something that everybody wants, but they're not going to.
I don't think they plan to, and I never really cared that much because I was like, well, okay, in arena I can at least. It's like it doesn't impact me that much, even though I do test things. I'm a content creator, etc. I want to test things.
Mhm.
I can in arena for the most part, or I could. Now it's not really an option. The things I want to test are just not available.
Yeah, because they all have Omicrons.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
how do you find a good counter to Iden Versio?
Right. Well, you can't until you do it.
Right. Until you watch a ton of videos of people doing it who
Mhm.
are able, so that to bring it full circle, that's why I suggested you make a video, uh, so that I can laugh.
Perfect.
and
Okay.
also and also because we need the data. Even though actually, well, I mean, so that's a different issue, right? Like we can't test preloads or whatever. Like we
Right.
can't we can't we can't test it.
Cleanups.
Yeah, cleanups. We can kind of test it in a way, but they start with their cooldowns already,
Right.
intact. So, I would like to be able to test that. That would be a little harder to engineer probably, but I would like
Mhm.
that as well.
Mhm. Hmm. Well, speaking of Omicrons,
Mm-hmm.
there's a new one.
It's funny.
It's funny.
It is actually. I was cracking up because I gave a really flippant answer on one of my comments on YouTube.
Mhm.
Someone was like, "Which Omicron, or sorry, which Zeta does your Wampa have?" And it's a long time inside joke between. Well, it's like between me and the community in a lot of ways, but it started with Kate Gaming, and she thinks that one Zeta is better than the other, and I think the other one. But my whole thing is no one knows which Wampa Zeta is the best.
Right.
Like Like everyone disagrees. It's just split the community in the middle. Like down the center, everyone's got their own, a different opinion. It's like 50-50. So the joke is, oh well, don't forget to apply the good Wampa Zeta.
Mhm.
And
Whichever one
so
that may be.
right. So my commenter says, "Hey, which Zeta do you have on your alt?" And I just flippantly replied, "I applied the good Wampa Zeta." And and so I screenshotted it and sent it to Kate because I thought she'd like think it was funny. And we hadn't talked for like months, and and then later today, like in the same day after we hadn't talked for months, they release the Wampa Zeta
Yeah.
or Omicron,
Omicron.
and it's on one of the Zetas.
Of course it is. Which one is it
Okay,
on?
no, so Sarah,
Yeah.
which Zeta is the best in your opinion?
I
On
don't have
Wampa?
either of them.
That doesn't mean you can't take sides right now.
All right.
You can't get out of this,
Okay,
Sarah.
hang on. Let me look at his Zetas because I can't remember which one does which.
Do you need me to pause this?
Okay. No. I've got it up.
All right. That's what she said.
So true. Okay, so I actually don't know which one you say is the good one. Fun fact, which is hilarious because I play your alts, so I have no idea which one. But I would do Furious Foe.
Okay, I don't know the names of them. Which
Okay,
one
so
is
that's
Furious
the one
Foe?
that inflicts healing immunity for 2 turns, which can't
Yep.
be evaded. You gain the accuracy, crit chance, offense, stacking, gain turn meter.
Yeah, it gives healing immunity is the biggest thing. AOE
Yeah.
healing
Yeah.
immunity. Yeah.
Right?
That's the best one, in my
That's
opinion.
that's the okay. Cool.
Cool.
I don't know, but his other one, they kind of look like they work together, but
So here's the thing. One of them is very functional, and you can actually apply it to a lot of the teams he wants to counter. The other one is this theoretical weird construct where it's like, okay, if you can guarantee that there's going to be dots, then it's great. But if it's just him generating dots, now we have GAC
right.
Omicron that actually gets us more dots. But before that, it was like, well, I don't know. Do you have to take Mission and Zalbar to make it work? What if they have an easy cleanse? What if they have tenacity up? There's all these things that made it so that it was kind of impractical, and the things he wants to fight are not guaranteed to have them. And even if there are dots, they'll just disappear. So you have this really uneven thing. Like, to be clear, on my main, I have a both. I think they're fine, but by far, in my opinion, it's like, well, what are we trying to kill here? A lot of times you try to do Build-A-Bear with him killing like Night Sisters, and in that case, it's wonderful to have healing immunity on Night Sisters.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So plus your tenacity or your potency is already kind of high because you want to be able to apply days. So it also plays to his natural strengths as well. The teams you want to daze are also the teams you want to do healing immunity to.
Right.
So,
but the Omicron's on the other one.
Yeah, which was funny because I remember Solo sent me I was at work. He sent me the rules to Wampa, and I was like, oh man, like the first thing I thought of instantly was it was on the bad Zeta.
Of course.
Yeah.
So now you have to give him the bad Zeta if you want to have his Omicron.
Yeah, but it's actually the Omicron makes that Zeta way better too. So
right, that's true. But only in Grand Arena.
Wait, there are other game modes?
Fair.
you say that like there are other things worth playing. But really, like I don't think. When was the last time you used Wampa?
I use him in Grand Arena all the time.
So let me rephrase it because okay, I actually knew that.
Yeah, you know that I use him.
Yeah. So when was the last time you used Wampa anywhere other than Grand Arena?
Oh, never.
Okay, I
Never.
rest my case then.
Never.
Wait,
Yeah.
there are other game modes?
Fair.
Hmm,
Yeah, no, I only use him in Grand Arena.
cool. That seems good.
Right. I mean, it works.
Yeah. All right, Sarah. We've talked enough
Okay.
about awesome things. Let's talk now about Speed GAC
Okay.
for a minute. We've got 40 seconds to recap. Do you want to
Hmm.
go first or second?
Um, you pick. I picked last time, so you pick.
I'll make you go first then.
Okay. So I have 40 seconds.
You do. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, start right now.
Okay, so first guy had 7.6 million GP and he had 5 Galactic Legends on me. And he regularly, like I scouted him for over a month, always sets all of his Galactic Legends on defense and he always sets them in the bottom zone. And I was like, I'm going to call your bluff. So I put all of my Galactic Legends down, spread them out across the front, completely blocked him from getting through me at all. And I just went straight for ships, ignored his bottom zone. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do and won. Next guy had 7.9 million GP on me, 5 Galactic Legends again, but he was super hard to scout. He didn't really have like history where he was playing properly. I had no. I'm never gonna do this.
Life is hard.
I'm never gonna be able to do this. Oh man. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I just talk too much.
And now we get to the crux of the matter.
Oh man. Well, so I lost that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew
And
that.
spoiler alert, Qui-Gon Omicron mirror, not a good idea. Don't do it.
Sounds miserable af.
Goes very poorly.
It's like a nice sister mirror. It just sucks.
Oh, so bad. So bad. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. You have 40 seconds.
Oh, jeez. Let's see.
Did you actually give me 40 seconds? Because that felt like not 40 seconds.
I wasn't sure if it was 40 or 50.
So either way, got it.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm not sure. It seems like I think it was 40 though. I'm pretty sure it was.
All right.
I certainly wouldn't have given you 30 if I had thought that. So hey,
Oh yeah,
you tried.
I did. Thanks.
He said right before he went. Gosh, that's
Yeah,
gonna be bad.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so tell me when you're ready, because then I'll start.
All right, let's go.
Okay, ready? Go.
Okay, so I was coming off of a win, and I faced a guy who he knew I was a streamer, and he placed a lot of things that he normally doesn't place, and it was very difficult to predict, and he ended up beating me. I'm actually facing him this coming match, like tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. So I got a loss, 1-1 for the week, and then the next one, I placed 5 Galactic Legends on defense, and my opponent placed 2 or 3 on defense, and I managed to get the win, but I got a 1591. He struggled in my front zone so much that he couldn't even clear my 2 Galactic Legends in the back that I trapped him with.
Stop.
Because I did
Because.
it. That was my planned last sentence or last word. Because
I feel like you kind of cheated a little bit because you said you won at the beginning of it and then just kept explaining your match.
no, I'm changing my tactics, Sarah. Just adapting. All right.
Calling BS.
Just like if your opponent decides to place more GLs than normal and you can't clear them, you're gonna call BS there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fine. Let's talk about Stormtrooper Han.
All right. Cool.
Whoa, it's Stormtrooper Han.
Man, that is some hair.
Of his?
I don't know.
Like in a good way?
I don't know. I just feel like it just looks weird. I mean, he probably just hasn't had his character model touched up.
Gosh, what if the people say that about me? They're like, oh man, he could really use a character touch up, model
Jeez.
touch up.
Oh, that's sad.
All right, so how much do you know about Stormtrooper Han?
I know he's a tank, and he does some defense stuff and some turn meter stuff. I don't use him.
You don't have him Relic 7 like my main account does?
No.
Oh, well, because I'm glad, because if you don't use him and you had him Relic 7, I'd feel
I
sad.
was I was about to be like, I don't do crazy things to my roster, and then was like, actually, never mind.
Yeah, I'm like, BB-8. All
Everything's
right.
fine.
So we've got less than 5 minutes to talk about him. We've got to
All
go.
right.
So, Stormtrooper Han, I think the most iconic thing that he does, he's got his special here that where he taunts whenever he gets hit after his special taunt, then every time he gets hit, allies gain 20% turn meter, which
Right.
like all allies, which is really strong. Yeah, and when he taunts, all other allies gain 30% turn meter anyways. So he's a turn meter guy. His wary shot, I believe, also is a 70% chance to gain 35% turn meter. So he can cycle through his taunt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
His leadership is okay if you need to run him with red, like if you need to do Build-A-Bear, for instance, because everyone gains 40% defense, but then when they're almost dead, when they're on death's door, they gain 35% offense instead. And the bluff is he has a 25% chance to remove turn meter at the start from each enemy at the start of each of his turns, which is nice because you have. If you've already killed an enemy, then you have a pretty decent chance of at least reducing one of their turn meters. However, you do need potency for this to work. So he's very turn meter oriented.
So, would you use him currently anywhere else other than like a Build-A-Bear type thing?
Well, I tried to use him the other day with Jawas, just because like what'll happen is you'll have your Jawas, and I only have them at like gear 12, so you need them. You need like they'll all die to like a Mon Mothma team before it happens. So you need someone who can live against that barrage so that the thermal detonators actually explode and kill the Mon Mothma team. But that totally backfired because they killed Scavenger instantaneously. They were like, "I'll attack you 3 times," and Jawa Scavenger's like, "Damn it all."
It
So
just died.
so one thing I do want to point out that a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is what I thought when I first read his kit, or when I read Watt's kit. It's like you can assign taunt to a tank, and I was like, oh my gosh, like he's gonna get hit so much. His whole team is gonna have turn meter like crazy. Like every time he gets hit, 20% turn meter to everyone. Every time when Han is damaged, but." This is a special taunt, and if he has to taunt, he has to use his special for it to happen.
Right.
And then if they dispel that taunt, Watt may give him another one back, but it's not the same one. It's not a special taunt. It's just any old ordinary taunt.
Right.
So you can't like Watt. You still use Watt with him. It's fine, but you don't get the cool turn meter that I had dreamed of.
Right. Which, I mean, makes sense because you have, like with Watt's taunt, you can see his on it and then the tanks if they taunt as well.
Yeah. So I think the reason I have him Relic 7 is I wanted him as part of my off meta counter. You know, for back before we had GLs, we had General Skywalker, and Commander Luke didn't have all the cool members of his team yet, though we did have Watt. So if you take Watt with Stormtrooper Han and the CLS trio, you could still beat General Skywalker. So that was nice. You need the Zeta for it. I keep waiting for him. Like he could use an Omicron. Actually, I think he could be part of the next. He could be part of the Akbar team.
I was gonna say put him with that Akbar team, and that's yikes.
In fact, he might be really good with the Akbar team, anyways. If you could find a way to reduce his cooldowns. I barely use him anymore. I do Build-A-Bear sometimes. Otherwise, I mean, they're just better tanks. Unfortunately, I love his. He's like on the very edge of being so relevant and good in a lot of ways, but it's just not quite there.
Yeah, I wonder if he will get an Omicron then.
All right, guys, we're out of time on this side. Go check out Sarah's channel. There's a link in the video description and a link that's probably covering one of our faces or below our faces. So, Sarah, see you on the other side.
Let's go.